Ninja hood? Oh my god. Oh god, I'm sorry. I look like a terrorist now. Hey everybody, welcome back. Falcon, Unturned, episode number 7, 8? It's one of those. I'm getting to the point where I've been recording a few episodes today, so I forgot what the hell the last thing I was that I recorded. Either way, we are in Alberton, if I'm right. Absolutely. Alberton it is. After Alberton, we're going to go over to the O'Leary prison, more than likely, assuming we can get there by swimming. I hope I can. Right now, we have cleared out some of Alberton. We still have a lot more to clear out. I've gone through that house, through the pizzeria, through the clothing store. And by the way, look at this now. Look at this shit over here. Top hat and everything. What a baller, if I do say so myself. But we still have to go through this house and the post office as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of backtracking here and actually start looting some of these areas. I still think that $44.99 for bananas is ridiculous, but either way, let's get some progress done over here. I'm still looking for food. I don't feel comfortable with our long-term food situation. I have a lot of seeds ready to plant, vegetables, but the problem is that I still have not found a saw to create planks. Now, the alternative to that would also be to just cut down trees and actually get sticks, and you can use the sticks to make the planks. But it requires a significant amount of them, so I'm not sure if I'm really crazy about that idea of just standing around chopping down trees. Buds? The fuck? Oh, earbuds. Right. TF2 represent. This Team Fortress thing, I guess. That's a reference that goes over my head because it's going to be a shocker to some people. I've never played Team Fortress 2 ever. I'm not really great or a fan of multiplayer games, I guess. I guess I'm not really. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just really. I'm going to hold on to this because there's only one spot, by the way. But I just never really given him a chance, and I've never really got into it, I guess. So I came, here comes Grandpa again. I grew up with that whole couch generation thing. If I'm going to play against somebody, I expect him to be next to me, and we're like, fucking going at it or whatever. That's how I grew up with, that was my competitive play. Like, me and a few bros just being, like, talking shit and, like, playing each other after school, or, sometimes, you would skip school and go to a friend's house and play some video games. It happened. I'm not necessarily, telling you to do that, but I did that a few times growing up. I was a kid, I want to play some video games instead. School, right? What does it do? Nothing. Why do you think I have such a bad job and could barely scrounge up a living? Because I didn't go to school. That actually hurts a bit. Anyway, as we were saying, that was my level of competitive play growing up. I will pick up the tape, sure. We have a rake here. I haven't really found a use for the rake. Maybe it's just a random weapon. There is no use for it other than just weaponry. But that was my level of competitive play, so that's the reason why normally, whenever I see, like, multiplayer games, I tend to avoid them. It's not because I don't like them. It's just, I never really given them a chance, so that is my Team Fortress 2. My Team Fortress 2 lack of ever playing its story. Because I'm an old man, apparently. It's like, get off my lawn. I need to play with somebody next to me. I need to be able to see my opponent. Alrighty, let's see. We have a golf club over here, another flashlight. How is this flashlight in comparison to ours, out of curiosity? What's your battery life like here, bro? I can't tell. Can I tell here? 75. That's actually pretty decent. Yeah, you're going to hang out here for a while. I really doubt that one's going to be even better, so I'm not even bother picking it up. Alrighty. What can I really expect to find at a post office, though? Rope is pretty good. I don't mind that. That is going to help us out with fertilizer again. We just need to find a saw. I am in such a dire need for a saw right now to make a planter. I really can't imagine what the hell brought this door down. This is, reinforced fucking steel up the ass. I can't really imagine it, but so what the hell is a balaclava? Purple balaclava? Ninja hood? Oh my god. Oh god, I'm sorry. I look like a terrorist now. Okay, I'm sorry, gentlemen, look, you lasted for an episode at least, or at least under an episode, but I now have the chance to be a fucking... Look at this shit, man. I look like a post-apocalyptic terrorist. I have to go for it. Ranger suppressor. Ooh. So with this, I have to admit... Ooh, butterfly knife? Sure. Sure, why not? Oh, dude, the ninja hood and butterfly knives in each hand? That would be badass. I don't think you could dual wield them, though. Let's see here. Yeah, let's just drop it. The suppressor, however, that could be pretty good. I doubt you could put this on this rifle. I would be really surprised if you could. Let me give it a try, but I doubt it, right? Yeah. Tactical, barrel. Yeah, it would give me the chance, right? It would give me the option to put that if I could see it. That's already what we're using. We are using that, right? Yes. So, yeah, the Ranger, so the suppressor's probably for a handgun of some kind. Yeah, so I doubt you could use it on this bad boy over here. That's alright. I'm gonna hold on to it, just in case we find, like, a pretty cool weapon. Like a smaller handgun that could use it. That wouldn't be too bad. Ooh, hey. Oh, yours is binoculars. You look a little bit different from the side. I thought you were like some sort of like military-grade binoculars there for a second. Alrighty, so we're done with the post office. Boy, that wasn't a post office. That was a bank. Obviously, Falcon. Why would there be a military, or not a military, but why would there be a reinforced safe in the post office? Apparently that's some really important mail that they can't have anybody getting into. Alright, so we've cleared out some of this street. Before we finish it off completely, let's go down this side and just finish off these houses over here. I guess that kind of works out pretty good. Now we're going to go into the post office that apparently I was so obsessed about here. I can't really see myself finding anything of use in the post office, but, I mean, other than probably tape and shit like that, but... Yeah, there you go, tape. Exactly what I talked about. We'll take the rope, though. These boxes are just hanging out there, huh? Alrighty. And that's about it. Hey, how you doing there, zombie? You're hanging out behind the pizzeria. Look at that scumbag. He's just like, one of these days, somebody will come back over here and I'll just attack on him. Plunge on him. That's my zombie voice, apparently, too. Alright, let me go over here and... Actually, he wasn't at this pizzeria. He was at the clothing shop. He's like some sort of fucking hipster. He's like, yeah, you guys with your conformity of, like, you know, designer clothes and stuff. I just hang out here, back here, and just wear my shitty military-grade clothing. Military-grade clothing? I'm not even sure what that means. I do know I had a friend in high school who, was really like that. Like, he just, wasn't really cool with the whole, brand name stuff and things of that nature. I mean, whatever, I mean, high school, right? You're always trying to find your personality in high school. You go through a bunch of different phases trying to figure yourself out, who you really are, why you're so angsty, blah, 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 blah. But, he was, really against the whole popular culture, I guess, right? So he wouldn't buy, or he wouldn't be caught dead, like anywhere near, like, designer clothing stores, etc., etc. He did all of his shopping at a military outpost store. Now, I know how that sounds. Again, it's like more of a... I'm not sure if it's wide abundant in the rest of the U.S., but at least here in SoCal, there's stores which are military outposts. I guess military... They're not, like, legitimate. They sell military stuff, yeah, but they are also kind of pop culture stores in a sense where they sell a lot of stuff that, like, you know, scene people kind of wear sometimes, like those belts that kind of hang from the hip. Like those military type of belts that are just green with, like, you know, holes in them. It was kind of like a military outpost store, but it was kind of like scene in a sense, right? Where it was kind of like, you know, if you're trying to make a statement against, like, you know, pop culture, you kind of have like your own individual type of look, you know? So he would, you know, constantly go to those stores, and that's the reason why I mentioned military outpost store clothing. But it was essentially just clothing, but it was in brand name, and I don't know what the hell the difference was. And honestly, when I went with him a few times to those stores, they were kind of expensive. I was wondering, like, you know, this is like fucking no-brand store, or no-brand clothing. Why is it so expensive, man? But, you know, whatever. Can't wear a t-shirt that says Gap. Fuck that shit, right? It's all about the look, dog. I guess I'm being really facetious when I say that. I could really care. I think at some point I was kind of like that myself, but I obviously outgrew it. Nowadays, I don't give a shit what I'm wearing. As long as it looks good, it's like, whatever, man. I could say fucking pink on it. Not that there's anything wrong with pink. You are not as good as the backpack that I have on, obviously. I was gonna say, like, you know... The reason why I switched over to pink is because I was gonna say, you know, another word that my filter actually caught and was kind of like, no, let's not say that P word, Falcon. So, you could probably guess, but, yeah, I went with pink instead because I figure it's more, you know, kid-friendly. Not that, you know, my commentary happens to be family-friendly at all. I try to make it that way, but let's be honest here, I tend to have a tendency to curse a bit. And something I try to, like, you know, control, but it's just kind of like, at this point in my life, it's not going to go anywhere, you know? I've done it enough time growing up that, you know, it's just kind of like part of my basic makeup at this point. I guess I could probably start a swear jar, though, right? Maybe that'll just make me stop. Now, the problem would be going through the video after I recorded, picking up all those swears and dumping all that, money in that tip jar. That would be crazy. Eggs, why are you never in good condition? I mean, I could figure why. I mean, eggs don't really have a high expectancy shelf life, but still. I'd like to find one... Are you the one? No, of course not. I'd like to find one little canister of eggs in this game that isn't, about to just break down on me. Bread is actually in pretty poor condition, along with this apple juice. Speaking of which, we haven't really paid attention to my hunger here in a minute. 60 and 57. I think it's about time we chow down a little bit here. We have some good water, definitely. Speaking of rations, though, we're so low on rations, man. Apple juice, granola bar, you are at... Ooh, no, let's get rid of you now. Tomato, we're going to break you down for the seeds. This is actually pretty good condition here. We'll eat this guy here. It's going to bring me up to 74, not too bad. Apple juice, you're at 29. No, I'm not going to risk it anymore. You're at 54. We could definitely have this grape juice here. Not bad. You are 34. I'm going to risk it a little bit. Please don't hurt me too much. It only dropped 1. I'll take it. It might be because we actually did level up the, that one skill here, the immunity. Speaking of which, we're up to 81 experience. Man, let's level up here a little bit. Let me get immunity and vitality. Yeah, we're left with 21. Next ones would probably be like a fighting one, I'm going to say, probably. Okay, so we're at 74 in terms of that. We could probably have something else here. Canned tomato soup. No, we'll hold off. Not until I could find like a better resource of food. Okay, are you the eggs that I'm looking for? You probably would be if you would just get off my hand here. Thank you. Nope, of course not. Oh, they're actually at 48. That's not too bad. Let's try it. I went up to 81 each. You know what? Maybe I've been looking at these the wrong way here. Look, go away. Don't be in my hand right now. 26. Yeah, that's too bad. Alright, let's continue. My Sharona. Where are we going to here? What was I even talking about before this? I don't even know. I can only probably imagine whatever I was talking about, it was nothing really important because, let's be honest about here. When do I talk about important stuff? I just kind of blabber about random events here. Alright, so we've gone through everything over here, correct? So at this point, we just got to go through this house, the cafe, the practitioner. What am I going to find in the practitioner office? And then this bridge. And then that over here leads to O'Leary prison, if I'm right. So what I'm going to do right now is let's go through this area. Clear out some more zombies, get some more experience here. Boom. And, ooh, hey. Boom. Alright, so you're done. I should probably level up my melee a bit more. I would like to kind of get down to the point where we're doing like one-hit kills to the heads, but I've also been trying to level up that immunity and vitality here a little bit. Luckily, there are a lot of zombies here, so we should probably get a good chance of leveling. Well, speaking of which, off camera, before I started recording today, and I had to, catch up some progress because I had to, start all over again when I started recording today, which I talked about, an 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago. I did went ahead and chopped down some trees. I don't think I realized this is the first time when I played, or when I recorded the first 4 episodes, but you actually do get experience for cutting down trees. I got like 6 experience, I think, for each tree that I brought down, which is pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't aware that was a feature. But I'm glad it is. That could be like it's pretty cool because it's kind of like an incentive to do something other in combat just for leveling up. I like games that do that give you like, yeah, you could level up. You don't necessarily just have to fight to level up. You could do like random different things. And like apparently, I wouldn't be surprised if there's other things you can do to level up, but chopping down trees, carpentry, I guess, is a leveling feature, which is pretty cool. Ooh, hey. Sledgehammer. Oh, missing space for it, huh? Now, I have to imagine that's probably a really good strong item for melee. So let's see about moving some, at least ropes here out of the way. That should be enough for the sledgehammer now, right? Totally. Let's give this a try. Let's see how this works in comparison to the axe. Now, the only problem is without the axe, I can't do my Gimli thing anymore. And you have my axe. It still takes 2 hits, huh? Well, we'll take this one for now, just to switch it up a little bit here. Plus, I'd figure a bashing weapon is a lot better than a bladed weapon for zombies, isn't it? I mean, there's some people that believe that, bladed weapons are better, like, especially if you use Carla, go for, like, the cut at the head, just kind of swoop that head off. I think I prefer blunt weapons, and I think that might be just because... Nails, sure, we'll pick this up. I think that just might be because, I'm a big... Like, when it comes to, like, medieval type of games, I'm a big fan of spears, which aren't necessarily blunt weapons, but I'm a big fan of spears and maces in medieval type of games, or, any games that give you a chance to do that. Sure, I'll pick this up, because I haven't picked that up before. So yeah, I'm a big fan of, spears and, blunt weaponry in, games like, Diablo, or, whatever. Dark Souls, shit like that. So, I think I have an affinity towards, blunt weapons over bladed weapons in a sense. So in a zombie apocalypse, if I had to choose something, yeah, I would go for like definitely a blunt weapon here. But the only thing is that here's the thing though, you gotta consider the chance that you have to be strong enough too for a blunt weapon. Like, yeah, if you have a blunt weapon, you could definitely like just demolish like, a zombie's skull. Because, it's already kind of rotted, they're kind of already kind of fucked up in terms of their flesh. So it probably would be a lot easier to bash a zombie's head with a blunt weapon, but when you consider the fact that you also have to have some sort of, like, amount of strength to your swing, too. While with a bladed weapon, I'd imagine you don't necessarily have to be as strong. There is a strength involved in it for sure, but because if you're just probably going for the neck, and you consider that the zombies are already kind of like decomposing a bit, you probably would have to come to the conclusion, oh, yes! Saw! I can finally make my planks and make the planner. Yeah, but as I was saying, if you have to consider the fact that because they're already decomposing a bit, it probably wouldn't be as hard to just take a zombie's head off, as opposed to, having to bash in it with a blunt weapon too. But, whatever. Let's look at our thing here really quickly. We're overburdened up the ass, which is a problem. So what I'm going to do really quickly is start making some room here. And I think we start making some room by clearing up some items here. So we have 7 scrap. Let's actually use some scrap to clear up my... The gun would be pretty ideal too, but we're still in need of blowtorch. I have to imagine there's going to be a blowtorch here, right? Let's actually get my fire axe up and running well. And... do I still want to roll with 2 of these weapons? Let's see if I need the sledgehammer for anything in terms of crafting here. Haven't really looked at the crafting menu in a bit here. So, nails make the caltrop. I will admit to you, I have no idea what a caltrop is. White bedroll for clothing? What are the bedrolls for? Like, does it just let you progress time without actually having to hang out at night? I have to imagine so. I never really considered a sleeping feature in the game, to be honest with you. Sandbag, I don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and make this tomato seed here really quickly. We can make some more fertilizer, but that's going to make me even have more room, which I barely have room for now. We can make some nails with the scrap. Okay, here's what I was hoping for. Make some planks now. Blowtorch, we don't have that. I'm going to save the clothing to see about making that bedroll. I'm a little bit interested in... Oh, the vaccine! So the can is needed for the vaccine, along with bricks and chemicals. That's a really interesting vaccine. I'm not sure if I'd be comfortable injecting myself with chemicals, brick, and can for this vaccine, but I'm going to hold on to the can for sure if I can make the vaccine. I have to imagine this actually clears up my infection buildup here. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to save the scrap because I don't think I want to roll with 2 weapons. It doesn't seem like I need the sledgehammer for anything in particular, so... let's go ahead and drop this off now. And anything else here that I really... The civilian ammunition box would be good if I had like a handgun. I don't think this actually applies to the military gun if I'm right. Let me take a look at the crafting here one more time. No. Did I just combine both of those boxes into one though? I did. I'm pretty sure there's been a few people telling me in the comments to do that, but there you go, I finally did it. I could probably combine these 2 bad boys here too, huh? Oh, get rid of this crate over here. Yeah, do that. And some of that. That's probably cleared up a lot more space. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Alright, so now we have a little bit more space. I guess I'll hang on to this for a bit, but if I have to drop it, I don't mind dropping it. I gotta move some stuff around too. I feel like wrapping up the episode just so I could do some item management, honestly. Let me continue going a bit forward, but I'm going to probably... I mean, it's about time I start wrapping it up anyway. But I do want to do a little bit of extra item management over here because there's stuff just all over the place and I'm not too happy about that. Did I come in through here? I did. Did we check this house or this house up, or did I just go and fight zombies? I think I went over here and fought zombies instead. Yeah, I don't think I went to the practitioner. I mentioned it. Oh, I see something of interest. Is it? Purification tablet? I think so. It doesn't say purification, but it's got to be it, right? Various essential rocks and minerals? That's an interesting way to, say tablets. Crafting, let me come over here really quickly. Oh, it totally is, though. Ha ha! Alright. So we could purify some, emergency food that's looking pretty bad here. Tell me there's a bit more of that here. That would be pretty great. Oh, medikit, sure, I'll take that as well. Alright. Ooh, another one. Oh, suture kit. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. I guess the practitioner does have a use after all. I thought it was over here just like literally. I guess I was considering it was just kind of like, You know what I was thinking? I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking of the back specialist, whatever, the chiropractor. I thought this was literally a store. Not a store, but a chiropractor location. I was wondering, why would that help me out at all? But no, it's a practitioner. It's a general type of medical facility, Falcon. I'll never get used to the Canadian lifestyle, I guess. Let's look at this antibiotics here. And let's see if that actually clears up any of this bacteria that we have built up over here. Preventing disease and improving health. Let's try it out. It did! It brought us up to 63. Yes! Alrighty, I'm looking a little better right there. Alrighty. So here's what we do. I'm going to call it an episode here. I'm going to do a little bit of item management over here, and then we will pick up and finish that off. And O'Leary Prison is the next thing I want to go to, and I think that's what we're going to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like. The support does mean a lot. I will catch you next time.